Good evening, and welcome to Robot Wars, the show that teaches us all that sometimes peace just simply isn't an option. Rumour has it that the show has been voted best watch in North Korea, and that the American military has been secretly spying in on our pits for ideas on how to spend their military budget. Let's face it, tanks, torpedoes, and nuclear bombs have nothing on what we witness here weekly. Before we start the first battle, the government has advised that every household builds its own protective bunker half a mile below ground. Well, you better start building. I'm off to mine right now.
Robot ears, stand by.
We start off with Roadblock
3,
and Detonator.
2, 1, activate.
Roadblock with the wedge and the saw blade at the rear, and Detonator looking like a little green landmine. Roadblock gets the first attack in, pushing Detonator towards the side wall. If you turn around, it can use that saw blade on Detonator, who gets a cheeky little flip from the observer bot. Very slow Detonator, very pensive. It's covered in spikes, but Roadblock can get under quite easily. Quite high ground clearance on Detonator. Roadblock trying to find a good position to attack from. Now pushes Detonator towards the CPZ, and that's where the observer bot plays. Get out of there, Detonator, else that's going to happen. Roadblock certainly in the ascendancy at the start of this battle. Pushing Detonator, botting it around. And now into the other CPZ towards the arena spikes, and that is Detonator upside down. Game over. Detonator under the cosh. Bish bash bosh. Bye bye, Detonator. We'll see you in the playoffs. Next up we have Barry and Scarab.
Robot ears, stand by.
There's Scarab
3,
with the
2,
hammer, and Barry with the scoop.
activate.
They come charging towards each other, and Barry does somewhat of a somersault. Both robots are the wrong way up. What are you going to do here, Observer Bot? They both killed themselves. Scarab's back on its wheels, and momentarily, yes, so is Barry. Which means Barry can now push and shove, and Scarab is against the pyramid and upside down once more. And I think that could be it. Observer Bot looks pleased. A worthy sacrifice to the god that is the Observer Bot. Scarab, Egyptian, belongs in a tomb, and that's where it's going. An unusual start. Both robots killed themselves, but once they were back, it was Barry that took the fight to Scarab and progresses to the next round. Finally, Cyclops and Robot the Bruce.
Robot ears, stand by.
It's a very pleasant smile
3,
from the Cyclops,
2,
as opposed
1,
to the box
activate.
of a Robot the Bruce. Robot the Brute. We're going to have a brutal performance here. It's got the pushing power, but does it have the weaponry? Answer is no, it has no weaponry. Whereas Cyclops has that flipper there. It just needs to get underneath Robot the Bruce and turn it over, but that's easier said than done, I think. Robot the Bruce pushes again. If it can get Cyclops into a CPZ, that's where it could find itself crowned with first round winner. Quite a title, and not many robots get it. Cyclops trying to get the angle with which to attack Robot the Bruce, but it's now getting pushed again. Observerbot getting rather bored now. But again, we see Robot the Bruce is doing all of the pushing. Backs away. But now Cyclops is underneath Robot the Bruce, and this could be crucial. And it's on its back, Robot the Bruce. I think that's it now. Cyclops is the winner, and will progress to the next round. It was only going to happen at some point. Inevitable, you might say. But it was a good start from Robot the Bruce, using its incredible pushing power to boss the fight. But in the end, eventually, this was always going to happen. Cyclops in underneath Robot the Bruce and turns it on its back to progress to the next round. What do we think about that, eh? For those of you who haven't been blinded by shrapnel, it's time to brace yourself for the next round of brutality. The losing robots are in the pits right now, seething to get back into the ring and cement their place in the Heat semi-final, where only 2 can progress. If you began to feel queasy after round 1, then this playoff may leave you feeling with throbbing headaches, projectile vomiting and explosive diarrhea. So, I'm just going to stand off to the side with my umbrella. Good advice there. Detonator, Robot the Bruce and Scarab to fight for the playoff.
Roboteers, stand by.
For a chance
3,
at redemption
2,
and a place
1.
in the Heat semi-final.
Activate.
Here they come. It's a slow start. Robot the Bruce taking the initiative and goes for Scarab, pushing against the pyramid and somehow manages to get underneath. Detonator's going the wrong way. Well done, Detonator. Impressive. Scarab now back on its wheels. We'll hope to get the hammer in on the top of Robot the Bruce, but I don't think it's the right angle. It's not going to get very good hit in there. In comes Detonator finally. But it can't seem to keep up. And now Robot the Bruce is pushing again at Scarab onto the next arena pyramid. Certainly proving itself to be the most bullish robot in that arena. Scarab's still alive though, still with a chance. But now in the CPZ where the Observer Bot will want to get in on the action. But no, Robot the Bruce not satisfied with that CPZ. Let's go to the next one. Meanwhile, Observer Bot growing tired of the little green landmine that is Detonator. Hardly a detonation, more of a puff of smoke. Not even that really, is it? Scarab trying to get that hammer in on Robot the Bruce while Observer Bot takes care of the rather ineffectual Detonator. Get out of it. You're gone. Useless. Robot the Bruce takes Scarab to the sidewall and on its back. I think Robot the Bruce has won this. It's dominating that arena. The only real Detonator in that ring. The other one's gone. Not even moving now. The Observer Bot has a little plaything, like a dog's squeaky toy. A green metal squeaky toy, and it's gone. Under the sofa. Never to be seen, at least not for a few years. Scarab is gone too. Observer Bot will take care of that. Robot the Bruce will progress. Oh, it's gone out the ring. Perfect ending. 2 of them out. Robot the Bruce. Unstoppable. Monstrous in that ring. Not many boxes can be so destructive as Robot the Bruce was here today. On to the next round. It will face Roadblock for a place in the Heat Grand Final.
Roboteers, stand by.
There's Roadblock.
3,
The Wedge.
2,
and Robot the Bruce. The box.
activate.
Now it may seem obvious which way this one's going to go, and quite frankly I'd agree with you. Robot the Bruce, what are you going to do? Sure, you can push, but what if you've got no surface to push against? Roadblock in underneath Robot the Bruce will threaten to tip it over. Observer Bot watching things. Getting bumped there by the circular saw of Roadblock. Robot the Bruce can't get on the side. Roadblock certainly looking favourite here. Underneath Robot the Bruce again. He comes head on for a charge. Oh dear. I think they're stuck. They're both stuck. And Robot the Bruce is toppling. No one's moving. The judge wants an end to this. This isn't going anywhere. And Robot the Bruce is deemed defeated. Roadblock the winner. It was only going to go one way really, wasn't it? A wedge against a box. Eventually the box got stranded. And that's that. Roadblock through to the Heat final. Who will it face? We've only got 2 choices. Take your picks now. Barry or Cyclops?
Roboteers, stand by.
Barry with the
3,
scoop.
2,
Hope to push Cyclops to an early grave. But it makes an early mistake. Bounces into a Cyclops and turns itself over. The Cyclops straight on top here. You're going to do Observer Bot. You're going to try tip Barry back onto its wheels. Certainly seems fair. But Cyclops is not letting it go. Underneath again and tipping with the flipper. And Barry on its side. Dominant performance from the Cyclops, and that's that. Barry is out of it. He was given a second chance by the Observerbot after this initial thrust. But Cyclops was unforgiving and turned Barry over once more to book its place in the Heat final. Now we're down to 2. The other 4 didn't make it and have booked a one-way ticket to Robot Hell, where they'll each be melted down and remoulded into a Honda Jazz driven by an 80-year-old grandmother named Susan. However, the train is yet to depart, as it waits for one more mechanical monstrosity to be overwhelmed by the literal and figurative heat of our arena. I've written a short poem about the upcoming Heat final, and it goes something like this. Run. Your place in the grand final. Roadblock and Recyclops.
Roboteers, stand by.
Against Flipper.
3, 2, 1.
Where's it going to go?
Activate.
It's who gets under the other first, methinks. The answer is nobody. They're going to come together again. Recyclops pushes Robot towards the CPZ where a spike comes in useful. And that's a mistake by Roadblock, and I don't think it's going to come back from that. Recyclops underneath Roadblock. The Observerbot comes to join the fun. Against the arena wall, and that's a flip from Recyclops, and Roadblock is out of the arena. Recyclops grandly victorious. Oh, a bit naughty there. Well. Recyclops, the winner. A dreadful mistake there by Robot, back onto the arena spikes, and Recyclops took full advantage, and eventually Roadblock falls out of the arena. On to the grand final for Recyclops. We'll see you there. 3 robots have now battled their way through to our series grand final. So if you thought that you'd seen enough madness and mayhem, we're not even half done. So if you're made of harder stuff and your sadism isn't quenched by violent video games and angry Twitter posts, then tune in next week as we unleash the unconscionably ugly to utterly obliterate each other. Goodbye.